free fun for everyone. Sold
Leonardo, the katana blade. My God.
Attack the evil Inhumanoid, forcing him back into the earth.
Hey, the name's Boglins. You sold separately.
We battle our Hino and Skeletor each sold separately. You put them out together. Turn them into the light, and they change into even more powerful.
Battle against Lion-O and the new Thundercat ally.
During the 80s, the Transformers dominated the market when it came to transforming robot toys.
Oh, really?
But chances are, if you knew of the Transformers, you were also aware of the GoBots. In 1986, the GoBots starred in their very own full-length animated movie titled Battle of the Rock Lords, introducing us to new characters in a spin-off to the GoBots series. Tonka brought the Rock Lords to toy form in the North American market, while Bandai released them overseas. Aside from the one movie these characters appeared in, they never received their own cartoon series or even tied back in with the GoBots. So, once they were introduced, they were pretty much on their own. With the tagline, "Powerful Living Rocks," the story of these characters tells that the heroic Boulder, leader of the good Rock Lords, are in a constant struggle to save their home world of Quartex from the destruction by Magmar and his band of evil Rock Lords. The gimmick to the toys themselves were the same as most other transforming toys at the time, with the exception that instead of turning into cars or jet planes, they all turned into various types of rocks.
Which makes them easier to make.
Now I know what you're thinking. Wow, rocks. How boring. And I'm sure you're not alone in thinking that when first hearing about the Rock Lords.
So does yours transform?
Yeah.
What does yours transform into?
Hello.
Oh, it goes from Splinter to the party van?
Doesn't yours?
Well, no, actually mine's a space shuttle and a lion. And then it's like motorized, and it turns into like the Space Lion dinosaur shuttle thing. Like it's 3 different things in one.
I don't know, mine's got like a million pieces. It's taking like an hour to transform.
This thing's awesome. What does yours transform from? A rock?
Like
rock.
Ground?
Who's gonna buy a dumb rock toy?
Dude.
That's mean.
No.
I like rocks!
Oh.
But even though they just turned into rocks, there really is something special about these guys. For one, they're quite a bit more poseable than a lot of the transforming toys at the time. And in robot mode, they really do have some creative and unique looks. And I've got to be honest, in rock form, they're really great as well. Each has its own unique style, modeled after a different type of rock. The details are what make them great. Some have a cool marble-like swirl to them. Others just have little rocky bumps or holes. And then there's some that are even metallic. So even though they just turned into rocks, they were still dang cool-looking rocks. The names are a bit cliche, but still a lot of fun. Characters bear names such as Boulder, Magmar, Nugget, Brimstone, Crackpot, Tombstone, the two-headed Sticks and Stones, and many others that are just like that. There were only 3 series of figures released, but they got more and more elaborate as the line went on. Towards the end, a series of Shock Rocks were released, Shock Rocks added action figures to the Rock Lords. 3 of them had features such as ball throwing or a grappling hook, while the other 3 had a push button that automatically made them transform. Then there were the Jewel Lords. Released as part of the 3rd series, these 3 figures were made of a translucent plastic and were more crystal-based than rock-based. The Jewel Lords are really sweet-looking toys, but are now 3 of the hardest figures to find out of the Rock Lords series.
And those would be the ones I want.
Aside from the normal characters, there were also a few different beasts in the line. First up were the 2 Rockosaurs, Terra Rock and Spike Stone. These 2 worked the same as the rest of the figures, but were slightly larger in scale. And then there were the bizarre Gnarlies. To me, the Gnarlies never even looked like they fit in with the rest of the Rock Lords.
They sound like trolls.
They featured a real type fur and motorized legs and mouths when you push them along. There were even a couple of vehicles released. My favorite was the Stone Wing. This vehicle has a really cool marble look to it, and it actually was made with a pretty heavy die-cast metal. Most toy vehicles created for action figures at the time weren't built that strong. It had the ability to transform slightly from a land vehicle to an air vehicle. The line only lasted for 3 series of figures, but as you can see, we got a lot to choose from in the line. There was, however, an unproduced playset that never made it past prototype stage. And it's really a shame, because this Stonehead playset would have been a great addition. Rock Lords was a really great series of toys. It brought something different to the world of transforming figures at the time. Eventually, the Rock Lords faded off into obscurity as figures like the Transformers gained more and more popularity over the many years to follow. But if you're looking to discover or rediscover a really unique and interesting toy line, the Rock Lords are definitely a good one to check out.
Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of That New Toy Smell. Well, kind of a brand new episode. You just saw a reaction video of gamers' first time ever watching the original Rock Lords review video from That New Toy Smell. That was... What episode was that? Episode 16?
15.
15, okay. And that was from 11 years ago, I believe. And I wanted to revisit this for a couple reasons. One was because you've never seen it.
No.
So you've never seen me getting beaten to death with a toy. And so I thought it was about time.
I have seen it, but not in this specific instance.
So, but second of all, because you and I had a conversation about a year ago where we were talking, and I mentioned the Rock Lords, and you didn't believe they were real. Like I mentioned, well, they made these, they were like Transformers, but they turned into rocks, and you couldn't believe it.
Because it's like, oh yes, you have cars, you have planes and rocks.
So what I wanted to do was do the reaction video of you watching the video. Mm-hmm. We've got some Rock Lords to look at. We are here in your room. We are upstairs, for those of you wondering, with this dark cave-like
this is where I
hovel
thrive.
where you live. I brought in bright lights, and it's still dark in here. This is scary how you live. And the thing is, I was the same way when I was your age, so
I like the dark.
So anyway, we're up here in Gamer's room. You just watched the video for the first time. So first of all, what are your impressions of the Rock Lords now that you've...
You're still pretty stupid. Crackpot is probably my favorite character.
Which one was that?
Crackpot.
I know, but which one was that?
Like metal.
So we have here Magmar, who was the main bad guy. We have Sticks and Stones, who was the two-headed one. And then we have here Granite, which is one that was not in the original video. This is one that I've run across in my travels. And so this one I kind of wanted to show off here, and we'll do some close-up footage. So I'm holding it out here like, oh, here, take a look at this.
Okay.
So here we'll cut to the close-up footage. You can see this one is a flat rock. It is in a very odd shape. I think one of the things that is... It's the same with the cars and airplanes and everything else, is you have these screws in them, but it looks even worse when you're dealing with something that's supposed to be rocks, like a natural formation with all these screws in it. But then when he changes into his humanoid form, he has this blue glow, blue skin. I don't know what you'd call it, but he is really funky looking once he becomes his person, his humanoid.
Well, they're not humans because this guy has two faces.
Well, no, I'm saying humanoid, meaning chest, legs,
Oh.
arms, head. Humanoid. I don't know. He's like part Hoggle from Labyrinth and part
what?
Blue ice monster. I don't know. He's just got this bizarre look to him. It's really hard to describe. He's got like a pig nose. He's like if Apocalypse and Hoggle had some sort of crazy offspring and weird three-fingered hands. I don't know. He's just. These are bad toys. I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there. This was a dumb idea, and just like in the original video, where Killen and I were making fun of Pixel Dan for having these and for liking them, that was pretty legitimate. I did have a boulder growing up. I had one of those because it was on clearance at the local toy store. Toy World or Toys Plus. I forget what it was called.
I can understand having like one or two, like, oh, they're decoration, haha, gotcha.
Well, because I had GoBots,
Yeah.
I mean, I collected them, so.
I couldn't see kids wanting to collect an entire line of rocks. Like, even if they transform into cool robots, they're gonna be in the cool robot form most of the time.
Right, well, yeah, and that's the thing, is the neat thing, it goes back to, and you've never seen the movie Big, and that's one of the things that your mother and I have talked about the fact that you should watch that. It's a great movie, but one of the things in there is that he gets a job, this kid who's like 12, whatever, he makes a wish, wishes that he's big, so he wakes up the next morning and he's like 30 years old.
Oh, it's the one with the...
with the
Fortune
Zoltar.
teller, yeah.
Right. And so he gets a job at a toy company, and someone makes a skyscraper that turns into a robot. And so he's looking at it, and he goes, I don't get it. And the guy's like, what do you mean you don't get it? It turns into a robot. Kids love robots. And he's like, yeah, but it's a skyscraper. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Because cars are cool, jet airplanes are cool, tanks are cool, guns are cool. Rocks are not cool. And especially these, when you look at them in the little guy form, it looks funky. Like they had to make a lot of very odd concessions in order to make it into a person in that form. But then when it becomes a rock, it's even more bizarre the way a lot of these things fit together, because this is a rock. Like, what rock is this?
Oh, it's granite.
I know, but I mean, I guess this kind of looks like a skipping stone, maybe, that you're gonna like flick over.
If it was like in a wall, then I could see it.
Like this is the decoration from like the old Italian restaurant, that they stuck on the wall.
Be on a necklace,
maybe. But yeah, this is just bad design overall on these figures, and like especially Sticks and Stones. Well, first of all, where are the sticks?
That's what I said.
Where are the sticks? And it just, he looks like a knockoff.
Yeah.
Like, this looks like the type of toy that you would find in, like, the dollar store.
Well, didn't you?
No.
What?
Actually, we got this from V-Stock in St. Louis, or not St. Louis, in Springfield, Missouri, I think, when we were on our trip. The first time we went down.
Best vacation of my life.
But it's just one of these things where I don't know what toy designer was thinking, oh, you know what kids love? Rocks. So we need to turn rocks into
There is
creatures.
probably a group of kids who do like rocks, and they're the kids who don't have any friends.
Well, and there are people that do like rocks. Like, I'm not debating that, but the person who says we need to mix those with Transformers, like, you know, or GoBots as they were at the time. Like, we need to find a way to combine rocks with transforming robots, with these changeable robots. We need to find a way to make the rocks mix with that. Like, bad. That's just bad. And then, like, in the video, they're the ones that you said look like trolls.
Yeah.
With the hair on them.
Yep. Yeah.
Those are even worse. Like, I remember being a kid when you'd always have some aunt or uncle or somebody who would give you a troll doll. Because, like, it was a big thing at the time, so it'd be one of those things that they'd be like, oh, well, here, you know, these are, like, trendy, whatever.
Just like Skylanders. Go watch the video.
But it'd be one of those things that they would give you, and you'd be like, well, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's supposed to be trendy, I don't want it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what those things remind me of. Like, if someone gave you that as a present as a kid, they'd be like, oh, here, it's one of the new GoBots, and you would look at it and go, I don't want this.
Oh, cool.
Like,
Thanks for the robot.
Thanks for the robot with hair. It's a rock robot with hair.
No.
Like again.
First off, robot with hair, no. Rock with hair, no. Robot rock with hair. Okay. Alright.
But so these are real.
Why, though?
But that is the question, why? And like I said, for a long time, you did not believe they were real. In fact, they are real, and they're right here. And
you got beat to death with one.
They make everybody sad, and I got beat to death. I think it was Boulder though that I got beat to death with.
So you got beat to death by Boulder, not like a nugget,
right? So that's at least something. Yeah. You know, you got beat to death by the hero. I almost want to like give these away.
All right, let's do it.
I wonder if we should do like this one. This one though, Sticks and Stones. He's got like this weird pattern in his back. Like,
I think that's supposed to be there.
I don't know that that's supposed to be there. I think it melted. Like something hot.
Well,
got on it.
Well, we can do a giveaway of all three of them. You know.
I kind of want to do a giveaway on these, but I'm not sure exactly how to do that. I want to do one of those. They have those things online where you have to go and like you put in your email address and then randomly find something. So we'll have to figure out how to set one of those up. We'll set one of those up for next week's episode.
Probably, yeah.
So we'll have the details for next week's episode. So make sure you tune in next week. We will do a giveaway with these 3 Rock Lords, and we will do it worldwide. So if you're, unless you're in like Iran, where we're in the United States, we can't send anything to Iran even if we wanted to. But if you're in the Philippines, if you're in Bangladesh, if you're in Japan, if you're in Canada, even if you're in Canada.
And if you'd like us to sign them, we will. They'll be worth nothing, but you have a cool trophy.
But we'll do a giveaway next week for these 3 Rock Lords for Granite, Sticks and Stones, and Magmars.
And I will personally lick one of them.
I wouldn't. These came from a secondhand shop to begin with. I wouldn't lick them if I were you. I wiped them down with antibacterial wipes, but still. Anyway, guys, don't forget you can always email us. You can call our 24-hour voicemail line. You can find him on his own YouTube channel. You can find him on Twitch.
And I will be live streaming 3 times a week, hopefully.
Alright, that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Did your whole body break?
Uh-huh.
And they asked if I could take a look at some of those, so we are going to take a look at some of those on That New Toy Smell next week. So
I bet they rock more than these literal rocks.